Okay, so we are in ChatGPT. I am in the Pro version. I don't know what it's called. I think it's called Pro. I have ChatGPT 4, and what we're going to do is I'm going to show you some prompts that I use to help find inspiration. So, first thing I always say is good morning, chat, or good evening, chat. I always like to talk to chat because I feel like eventually chat will be a person, and hopefully it will overthrow me. So, we'll see how it goes. So, good morning, chat. I want you to think like a pro SEO and help me decide some content for a website centered around helping people pass the ASVAB. I need 40 or let's do 20 first. 20 articles that I need to write that will cover the basics of the ASVAB that I can write in the next weeks. I also need them to be a little to cover different aspects of the ASVAB, but want to focus on answering common questions people have about taking the test and what's covered on the test. Can you help? Okay. Watch this. Okay, so let's talk about what I talked about here. So this was, I put in a chat just asking for help with figure out what I should write, and then ChatGPT said this. I'm always gonna call it chat because I have a hard time with the ChatGPT. My brain doesn't work that well. So here we go. Understanding the ASVAB, a comprehensive overview. Now, I kind of sort of have this one already. So if you go to military test prep, you'll see here that I have a complete breakdown of each subtests. I think I've showed you guys this before, but I have on here each subtest, like what's covered in there, how long the questions are. I have this entire thing broken down here. And we'll go through all of these articles eventually, but for now, so kind of already have that one. Great. Breaking down the ASVAB sections, what to expect. Okay, so these are kind of the same a little bit, but that's okay. Scoring system, that's a great one, like short, because how it's scored, what it actually means. One of the videos I want to do, one of my first videos is going to be the AFQT versus the ASVAB and what that means. Don't worry about what that means, but that's one of the videos I'm going to create for this. Effective study strategies for the ASVAB, great, smart, like a strategy session, totally smart. Top resources for the ASVAB prep, great, that's an affiliate post. So for those of you who are new to building websites and content and how to rank a website, you want to have a ratio of, I don't know what the actual ratio is, but this is an arbitrary number here, but for every one money post, meaning things that you're asking for money, you want to have 10 posts that are informational and helpful. So think about this, right? If you were to write these articles out and every article you have was give me your money, give me your money, give me your money, how likely would you go back to that site, right? But if you had 10 articles that you read and one of those articles was about money, then maybe you would consider purchasing. So I don't know if the ratio is actually 10 to 1. It could be 5 to 1, but I try to stick to that 10 to 1. If it's 9 to 1, it's not a big deal. But the idea is you want to have 10 informational posts for every what I call transactional post. So this would be like, okay, understanding the ASVAB is informational. What to expect is informational. Systems explained is informational. Study guides, now it is helpful, but the purpose of this post would be to add affiliate links to products and services inside of the ASVAB testing space. So if you're not familiar with the affiliate marketing, what happens is I write content or run ads or make TikToks or whatever about really cool features. Like if you've ever seen a video on YouTube, or I say YouTube because that's my go-to all the time, but TikTok, whatever it is, and you see someone showing a product and there's a link in the description, that's usually an affiliate link. So what happens is I will promote your product for you. And if someone purchases that product through my link, which is a whole other topic, but if they purchase through my link, I get paid for it. So the idea here would be that you want to make sure that you are focusing on products that are profitable, or mass, things. So like some people start in the affiliate marketing space. People are like, oh, I'll start with books, and then like, man, you're gonna get $2 per book. You're gonna sell 1,000 books to make $2,000. It's like, I don't know, man, it's a lot of work. Or you can sell something that's like worth $500, and you get 5% of that. And you get $225 or $250, whatever it is, right? Not saying, I know 5% is only $25, but if you get a portion of that sale, whatever it is, it could be 5%, 10%, 8%. Some are higher, some are lower, some are residuals, means you get them all over time if the person keeps purchasing. So what you're selling is important in affiliate marketing. But as an example, let's say, now this would be, I would show resources like, some of the test prep books, which are like $30. You're gonna make probably 3% on those. Maybe you're not gonna make much money. Maybe $1, maybe $2. So those aren't the really greatest things in the world. But if you could sell someone's course for like $125, $150, maybe you get $25, $30, $50 from that. So that is a transactional post. And I'll go through all of these when we go through it. So effective study strategies for the ASVAB, again, that could be either or, but I think that's mostly transactional. Top resources for ASVAB prep, again, that's definitely transactional. ASVAB math, key concepts and practice tips, that's a great informational post. Mastering keyword knowledge, that's great. So this is part of the AFQT section, so we want to make sure they're there. Don't worry about what that means yet, but we'll go through all that stuff. I'll do a whole demonstration on the ASVAB. The ASVAB and your military career, how scores affect opportunities. That's a great post, man. That's a great post. I would argue it's even better video, but yeah, for sure. Time management tips for the ASVAB. So here's a cool thing, right? I'm going to show you this real quick. So let's just go through this post, because I do want to come back to ChatGPT, and I apologize, it's early in the morning. It's 6:30. My nose is, I have terrible allergies in the morning, but I wanted to start working because remember, I can't work between 9 and 5 or outside my part-time job, so I have to make sure I get stuff done on times that are reasonable. So if you look at the, so I'm gonna come back to this a little bit, but I want to show you this article. I want to give you some thoughts of how you can repurpose the same piece of content, right? So let's just for a second assume I make a long form video. This will probably be 30-40 minute video minimum. With the way I talk, probably 2 hours, but what is on the ASVAB? Let's say I make this video, a complete breakdown of what's on the ASVAB. So I go through all the different subtests. Here. Here are the 9 subtests, right? So arithmetic, reasoning, assembling objects, auto and shop information. There's really 10 if you consider these two being different, but there's 9. I go through all of these, and then each one of these I break down, right? So I break down arithmetic, reasoning. I talk about the basic operations, word problems, algebraic equations, unit conversion, geometry, right? Go through all this. Now, this is one video, okay? One long form video. I can also, I'm gonna go back to the top here. I know I'm scrolling fast here, but I can then have one video of that. So I can reshoot this one time. If I shoot that video with the mindset of having this be its own video, and this being its own video, and this being its own video, and this being, and eventually shoot a quick tip, less than a minute long video. So I have one post for the entire topic of the ASVAB. I have 9 additional posts, long form posts of, let's just do a calculator here so you can see, so we can kind of do the math together. Do this over here. I have too many screens, as you know. 1 plus 9 plus 9 short form videos, right? Then I know that I can do a video for AFQT, which is the 4 subtests that make up the AFQT. Again, don't worry what that means, but the 4 subtests that make up the AFQT, that's another video. This one video, minimum, can grant me 20 videos. And so, because again, this is being the one video for the long form, and then one long form for each section, and then one short version. So here's what's on the electronic information part of the ASVAB. ASVAB takes about 10 minutes, 9 minutes for the paper and pencil version. Here's 3 things on there, boom, boom, I'm done. Quick 20, 30-second video about that. But I also make it a longer form, right? We can go through some questions, we can do some things. So now I have 20 videos on one topic. Do you see how you can, like, over time really kind of like draw out, like, the idea behind doing this content is like people say, oh, you have a lot of content, like, but it's clips, right, of longer form content. So the goal is to make one piece of content into 20 or more. And I definitely think we can get more than 20 out of this. So why is that, right? Because I can also do a short on just these. So a short on electrical components. I can make a quick video about these. I can also make a long form video about these. So I can even do more. So I can even do, you could probably make 50 or 60 pieces of content from this one article. Now the question becomes, if you plan this out correctly, let's just say we get 50 videos out of this, right? And I'm gonna post one every day. That's 2 months of content from one post. Now this might take me a week to shoot this video and edit it, or maybe it takes me 2 weeks, 3 weeks. It may take me a full month. But I can do 1 month of work to get 2 months worth of content. And then so while that's dripping out over time, I can be shooting the next topic or the next set of videos, which will drip out over time. And then when it's all dripping out, I can start the next set of videos. Those drip out over time. So always the thought should be, how can I turn one piece of content or one activity into multiple activities, right? So in theory right now, if you're looking at this, if you want to think of it this way, I'm showing you stuff that I'm working on military test prep, but I'm doing it for ultimate case study. So I'm multitasking, even though I'm not multitasking. I'm doing multiple things at once, in just like indirectly, right? So the point of all this is that when you're creating content, when you're doing things, and when you're working, to be as efficient as possible, how can you multiply the work that you're doing with no extra effort or very little extra effort, right? So obviously there's editing involved, there's stuff like that, but I can make, if I do this right, if I create this video correctly, this first long form video, I should instantly be able to have at least 19, if not 20 videos done almost at the very beginning. So sorry, hiccups there. I just wanted to show you that's kind of like a way you can get this done. So you just want to make sure that you're doing both the test prep side of it, which is like getting the information out to people, but you also want to be able to repurpose that and show it on different platforms and just stuff like that. So very helpful. All right, let's go back to ChatGPT here. So concept and practice tips, great. Mastering word knowledge, again, very important. ASVAB in your military career, how scores affect opportunities, that's a great one. Time management for the ASVAB, great again. Overcoming text anxiety. Now, I want to bring this up because this isn't really applied to this particular topic, but I'm thinking about it now, so I want to make sure I'm bringing it up to people. If you are going to talk about health and wellness, that is what's called your money, your life, so YMYL. And Google and other search engines are very particular about who gives that advice and and they won't rank it if you're not somewhat of an authority in this space. So that doesn't mean you have to be a doctor. It doesn't mean you have to be whatever. What it does mean, though, is that you're going to need a lot of information on the topic so that you can prove that you're an expert in that field. So you have to be careful with providing like health and wellness and I would even argue money content, because you want to make sure that you're covering the bases. So there's something we'll learn about later called topical authority. That's something we'll go over time, but just know that when you're into that, your money, your life, that kind of stuff, you want to make sure there's something we call EEAT, which is expertise, authoritativeness, and trust. But the other one is like, experience. Now it used to be called EAT, now it's called EEAT. Expertise, experience, authoritativeness, and trust. That's what they look for when they rank a page. We'll get into a whole SEO video later, but just know that you have to have these things on your site to prove that you are who you are. So anyway, ASVAB FAQs. Oh, we have that already. ASVAB FAQs, answering common questions. That's a great one. Now I'll show you how to use this next. I'm not going to do it all in this video, but I'll show you how to build these out more. Physical preparation for the ASVAB, discussing the importance of physical fitness and preparation. I guess that's kind of okay. This could be both. This could be like, because you do have to practice a physical, and also too, just the 3-hour time limit for the test can be difficult. Role practice says, I'm a huge advocate of practice tests for every test that you take. Great video. Again, that can be a short or a long, doesn't matter. But you can have multiple videos out of that too. Understanding the mechanical comprehension section, great. ASVAB for dummies, simplifying complex topics. That's a great video. That's a multiple. That's one of these kind of posts. Oh, what was that? Yeah, some complex topics. So there's some that are very complex on there, like electronics, you know, that kind of stuff, where you can have. I've already shot that part of the video, so I can use it in this video too. So there's like a whole way of like moving things around and notating stuff. I also had to do all that stuff. Navigating the paragraph comprehension section. Again, pretty smart. Electronics information on the ASVAB. Yep. Importance of the ASVAB on non-combat roles. Okay, great. I don't know what that means, but I'll figure that out. I mean, non-combat roles. I mean, like nuclear power and stuff like that, and different things you're doing. Customizing your ASVAB study plan. Okay, that might be something I'm gonna do later. I don't know how to do that right out just yet, because I feel like there's a very easy way to pass the test. Life after the ASVAB, what comes in? That's a great one. So I'm gonna show you how to expand these now. So now that we have this topic, let's do this first one here. So understanding the ASVAB. Okay. Thanks, chat. That was amazing. Can you help me expand these a little? But I want to go one at a time. Can you expand the topic for the first one when understanding the ASVAB? A comprehensive overview. It's always hard to type when you're looking at stuff, right? I'm looking for maybe subheadings for the article and some writing guidelines. Keywords I should be looking for, etc. These don't have to be perfect, but I'm just doing it this way. All right, so I'm saying, hey, great, awesome. Let's just go one by one. Let's go through this real quick. Can you help me with this article and that more? So let's see what it does there. Okay, so if you watch this video and you know nothing about the ASVAB, and you know nothing about SEO, I mean, just the the breadth and depth that this just went through is amazing. So, okay, great, I got you. Don't worry about it. Here's what it is. So the first thing, we're going to introduce the ASVAB. Okay, so we're going to introduce the ASVAB. Now, I'm not saying that mine's perfect, but components of the ASVAB, break down each section. Okay, did that. ASVAB test formulas. I don't have that in there, which is a great one. So I can do the ASVAB formulas. I'm just scrolling down fast, sorry. I don't have the formulas in here. Let's see what's okay. So I don't have that in there. Okay, good to know. But okay, so let's just take this as an article, right? Let's say I write a new article, or I keep the article I have and just write a new one, right? So I call this like understanding the ASVAB comprehensive break. I might just call it that, right? It might have some keyword stuff, and you can actually ask for different titles. But this structure is a great structure to write your article. So we'll talk about, like I said, we'll have a whole video on SEO, but your title, your H1 tag is, you know, comprehensive overview. Then you have what's called subheadings, which is H2s. Introduction to the ASVAB, components of the ASVAB test formats, eligibility and registration for the ASVAB. I have to put ASVAB on all these. And then, you know, you basically, they're saying, hey, listen, write a brief history of the purpose of the ASVAB, who takes the ASVAB and why. Great, okay. Breakdown of the different sections. Great. ASVAB test formats between the computerized version and the paper pencil version. Discuss the time limits and numbers of questions for each format. Great. I have that already, but I can break that down even more. So think about it, right? So I could have, again, this could be another video, which is the formats, right? The difference between the paper and pencil. It could be a long form and a short form video, a short or a long form. The limits, the time. Hey, if you're taking the ASVAB, remember these important time restraints. If you're taking the paper and pencil version, these are the 5 things you need to know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Knock it out. Short, right? The role of ASVAB military enlistment. Why it's important. Again, you might be able to put this on top here, but this is a good part too. Is like, you know, totally fine. Preparing for the ASVAB, general tips and study habits, resources and preparation strategies. Again, great. So these all once I finish this video, Here are the components of the ASVAB. On the ASVAB, you're going to cover general science, arithmetic reasoning, word knowledge, paragraph comprehension, mathematical knowledge, electronics, information, auto and shop information, mechanical comprehension, and assembling objects. If you want to know more about these sections, visit our main channel at militarytestprep.com, right? Or whatever it is, right? So I can make a short out of that. I can also do whatever. Here are my 5 top, here are the 5 hardest subtests of the ASVAB. Here are the 5 easiest subtests. Here's the 3 easiest subtests of the ASVAB. Unlimited content here, right? So yeah, so that's it. So writing guidelines too. It's like say, hey, listen, be informative and encouraging. Tell people that you can do this, you got this. Suitable for someone new to the ASVAB. Style is clear, concise, and easy to understand. Avoid overly technical language. So when I do use technical language, I want to make sure that I'm saying it out, because remember, these are 18 to 24-year-olds for the most part taking this test. So you want to like elaborate what you're saying versus just saying, hey, in the military, they happen to do a lot of like acronyms and abbreviations and just kind of like help it with that. Potential military recruits, high school students, and anyone interested in the military career, obviously. Purpose to provide a thorough understanding of the ASVAB, why it's important, and how to approach it. I mean, great. And then I want to make sure I have these keywords throughout my article, but I want to make sure they're used appropriately, not just spamming them, right? Just want to make sure you have them appropriately. So I'm gonna do this a little bit more. This is what ChatGPT does. It's a great, and listen, this is not gonna write your article for you. Now you could have it write your article for you, to be fair, but I would argue that wouldn't be too smart. But a good great outline, and I can go through all of these, and then really help yourself get a good start on what you're doing. And again, don't worry if it's not ASVAB. Figure out what topics that you do. I already showed you. Hey, you just use the same prompt and change out ASVAB for whatever it is you want to do and see how it goes. Now you can use ChatGPT 3.5 if you want, but just there's things you can do there. But anyway, I'm not gonna make any more of this video because it's 6:45. I have work to do. I'll see you guys later. Bye.